Today's episode is for anyone who's looked in the mirror after leaving a toxic relationship and thought, I don't know who I am anymore. That loss of identity is common, but it's also where the healing journey begins. If you've ever wondered, who am I without them? You've come to the right place because we're going to be discussing those in this episode. If you're ready for that, let's get going. Welcome back to everyone. Thank you for being here again. This episode is one that is truly dear to my heart and one that I wish more women that are going through what we have gone through will listen to. Chances are, if you're watching this video, it's because you have been through this. Either you're going through it right now or you have gone through it in the past and you're just looking forward to more information on how to get yourself back to you. Maybe you're trying to put the pieces together. Maybe you're wondering why you don't feel quite like you anymore. Why do you question yourself? Why do you second guess every move that you make? Why do you still feel like a stranger in your own skin? Let me just say this, you're not crazy, you're not weak, and you're definitely not alone. Identity loss after narcissistic abuse is real and much more common than you think, especially for women over 40 who have given so much of themselves to their relationship, to their families, to their careers, and one day wake up and wonder, what happened to me? Let's get started on talking about how this happened and how to get you back to reclaiming yourself. Let's start with something important. Narcissistic abuse is a slow erosion of yourself. It is not always loud. Sometimes it is very subtle. Little comments, tiny shifts, repeated blame, or even emotional withdrawal that made you believe that you were the problem after all. You might have started the relationship full of confidence, dreams, and opinions, and slowly you became quieter. You started to doubt yourself. You began editing what you said just to keep the peace. Maybe you walked on eggshells, apologized too much, or you even stopped doing things that you loved just because, well, it just wasn't worth the fight. Does this sound familiar? They twist your perception of reality. You start believing this version of you, the too sensitive one, the selfish you, the never enough you. And slowly, very, very slowly, your own voice gets buried. If you're wondering where your all self went, let me remind you one huge thing that I really want you to hone in on. She's not gone. She's just been silenced temporarily, and we are going to help her find her way back. Let's get practical. I'm going to offer you 3 gentle questions. You're not trying to pressure yourself into figuring it all out today. In this moment, we're helping you get into that inner door back to yourself with no judgment, no rushing, just curiosity. Be gentle with yourself. You have been through a lot, a whole lot of a lot. And yes, right now, you may feel like you're bruised all over your body, all over your mind. You may be so confused. And that's when we're going to be taking a step back, being kinder to ourselves, and recognizing we are in here. You are in here. You got this. This person may have taken your voice for a short moment in time, but you're back. You're coming back. They're no longer here. And I know that's the hardest thing that you're going to have to believe. And the hardest part for your body to start believing is that they are no longer here. They are no longer in control. And I know that it's going to be hard. Trust me, I do know it's going to be hard because even if you don't see them ever again, they are still inside of you somehow. And the way that I like to say this, it's like detox, right? If you're trying to detox anything out of your body, it's going to take a little bit of time for that to just leave your body. It doesn't immediately flush it all out. It's going to take a little bit of time for that to detox out, and you just got to be gentle with yourself, right? Because it is going to be a little bit hard. Sometimes you're going to be doubting yourself, and that's totally normal. This is not the time to give up the fight. You have survived this. Trust me, if you survived living or being with a narcissist for however long you did, even if it was just a few days, trust me when I say you can totally do this. The first question that I want you to ask yourself is, what brought me joy before I started trying to keep everyone else happy around me? I want you to think back to your 20s, your 30s, any time before that. What brought you joy? What was it about you that just light up the room? What was it about you that was just feeling so content with yourself? Sometimes, like I've said in other videos, it might be painting, it might have been dancing. I know that I used to love dancing. My narcissistic not. My narcissist did not like dancing at all. So I stopped dancing. I stopped going to clubs. I started believing what they would say. And I slowly became a little shell of myself. And I stopped listening to the music that I like to listen to for a moment in time. I even stopped reading books. It was just hard when I left because I didn't even know what kind of food to eat. I'm sure you know that one. And I'm sure you have gone through similar things. This question is about remembering, not about reinventing. You're just trying to remember who you were before they came into your lives. You're not trying to reinvent yourself. You're just trying to find your way back. The second question is, when did I feel most like myself? This one is very powerful. Was it when you were around certain friends? Was it when you were traveling? Often we lose ourselves trying to be who someone else wanted us to be. Let's go back and remember the times when you felt most like you. The third question that I want you to ask yourself is, what am I no longer willing to shrink or apologize for? Now, this one might bring some heat, and that's good because this is your truth. Maybe you're done apologizing for your ambition, your needs, your boundaries. Let that be your seed. Your identity grows from your no's as much as your yeses. So journal about this if you can. If not, just sit with this question for a little bit. And this one may take a little bit of time because we may not be used to setting boundaries. I know that it took me a long time to create this channel. This is my baby. This channel is my no longer apologizing for who I am, no longer apologizing for my ambition, for being the one that has always sought to make more money, for being the one that wants to help other people, not apologizing for being the one that might be making a fool out of myself on this channel. I don't care anymore. If I am going to be helping just one person, that is all I care about. A few years ago, when I was still with my narcissist, I created a YouTube channel, and this person was in charge of editing it and would shrink me down so badly on what this channel was all about, and that nobody would listen to a video of just somebody giving advice, somebody just helping them out. And yes, I believe them. As silly as that sounds, I believe them, and I stopped making them. I stopped being myself. And it took me a couple of years for me to gain the strength and a lot of therapy to come here today and be making this video to help you out. I really hope that this moment of my liberation is helping you liberate yourself. Now let's talk about the small daily choices that will slowly help you reconnect with self. Because the truth is, reclaiming your identity is not this huge overnight transformation. It's about showing up for yourself in the tiny moments where you used to disappear. Here are a few daily choices to consider. Say yes when you mean it, and no when you don't. It's simple, but definitely not easy. Every time you honor your truth, you reinforce your identity. Another one is get dressed for you. Wear the lipstick, get those leggings, or both. Not for them, for you. This liberated myself. I started wearing whatever the heck I wanted. I started feeling very confident in myself. The therapist I had told me, as soon as you leave this person, you're going to drop the weight because that weight belongs to them. And it's incredible. And I am not lying when I say the weight that I dropped is exactly the same weight that I had when I got married. I realized I am the same weight I was before I met this person, and I have kept it up, and I have done whatever I wanted. I have not apologized for drinking soda again, not diet, regular, for eating whatever it is that I want without any shame to myself. I think the shame was the one thing that was weighing on me the most, and the one that was stealing my light in the most awful manner. Speak kindly to yourself. If you wouldn't say this to your daughter, to your best friend, to anyone that you care about, why are you saying this to yourself? If you're feeling like being nasty to yourself, turn around, close your mouth, and remind yourself, if nobody else is speaking nasty to me, I'm not gonna do it to myself, period. Set your boundaries and keep them. Even if your voice shakes, even if it all feels new, you are worthy of peace and protection. All the fairy tales that we learned when we were children do not happen. You gotta give that peace and protection to yourself, and the first step that you have to do this is to set boundaries. Do one thing a day that lights you up. This doesn't have to be something that is necessarily productive. It just has to be you. A song, a moment of silliness. These moments rebuild you. One thing that I didn't realize was how much I was not laughing. I look at pictures of myself before and I laughed all the time. I am the goofiest person. In my family, I'm well known as being the goofiest one that lights up the room, that would just get anyone laughing and having a good time. When I met my narcissist was something that brought us together because we were both the life of the party. We ended up being just one life of the party, not two. And I had not realized until I left how much I had pushed people away, stopped being myself, didn't have a light anymore. I was a shell of myself and I didn't even notice it. Think of those moments daily as little breadcrumbs that you're leaving for yourself. Little ways your soul is finding its way back through this enchanted forest that you have been in. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this truth. You are not starting over, just returning to yourself. Yes, that woman is still in there. The one that laughs with her whole belly, who knows what they want, who is still very much worthy, even after all the pain. Narcissistic abuse may have dimmed your light, but it certainly did not extinguish it. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to keep showing up for you. Thank you for being here with me today. And if this episode resonated with you, share it with someone that you feel might need it. And always remember, your truth, your voice, and your identity, they matter. Until next time, keep reclaiming you. I'll see you then. Bye.